Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to solve equations with the distributive property. So go ahead and open up your notebooks, pause this video to write down the title and the equad. This is the word bank we'll be using today. This is the same word bank except the new one is distributive property, the same word bank that we used in our previous video. All right, example number 1. Pause the video to write down the example and the steps. And away we go. So we're going to do a wall down. Notice that I can apply the distributive property here. I have parentheses. So let's go ahead and apply the distributive property. Distribute the 3 to each term. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 9 is 27. And I have my symbol in the middle, addition. There we go. All right, we're going to combine any terms that we see. If we have any terms that we can combine, go ahead and combine them. But notice that we don't. So we're going to go ahead and skip this step and move on to dealing with the constant using inverse operations. So yes, 27 and 81 are both constants. But remember, the key thing is trying to isolate the variable. So let's get rid of this 27. By performing the inverse, which is subtracting 27 to both sides. So let's go ahead and do that. My 27s cancel out, and I'm left with 3x. And 81, take away 27. Let's go ahead and borrow, and we have 4 right here and 5 right here. So now we have 3x equals 54. Now we can deal with isolating the variable, right? We want to get rid of this by itself. So we're going to divide by 3 to both sides. There we go. Cancel out the 3's. Now we're left with x, and 54 divided by 3 will be 18. And this is your solution. Let's move on to the next one. Example number 2. Go ahead and pause this video. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Here's my equation, and let's drop our wall down to organize our work and apply the distributive property. So notice we have the parentheses, and this is -3. So we're going to distribute -3 to each term inside the parentheses. So -3 times x is -3x. -3 times 6 is -18. And then the symbol in here is positive. So, whoopsie. Go back. This is positive right there. Okay. We're going to go ahead and clean up any symbols that we have here, positive and a negative. It's just the same thing as -18. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and drop down my -3 on this side. Make sure to see if there's any like terms that you can combine. Sometimes you'll have to do that. In this case, we don't. Step 3 is we're going to deal with the constant. See, the variable is right here. I'm locating that. So I'm going to get rid of -18 by performing the inverse, adding 18 to both sides. So add 18 here. Okay, my 18s cancel out. I'm left with -3x. and negative 3 and positive 18 is 15. All right, the next thing is to isolate the variable. I have to get rid of this negative 3. This is a coefficient. So this still means that there's multiplication going on here. So we're going to divide by negative 3 to both sides. Cancel out my 3's. 15 divided by negative 3 is 5, and it's going to be negative 5. Don't forget that we use those integer rules. Remember the triangle from last time? You can always use this when you're dealing with division and multiplication of integers. And so lastly, negative 5 is our solution. I could also rewrite this as x equals negative 5. All right, good job, everyone.